Greetings everyone, it's Kaz here. So I'm here today with a pretty quick news update regarding a sequel for 2014's Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor, and that is, now we know it is called Middle-earth Shadow of War, because today we had a number of details about the game leak through Target's website. Now this information includes everything from the box art to also the confirmation that the game will follow the same two protagonists from the original game. The description from Target's website for Middle-earth Shadow of War reads, quote, "Go beyond enemy lines to forge your army, conquer fortresses and dominate Mordor from within. Experience how the award-winning Nemesis System creates unique personal stories with every enemy and follower, and confront the full power of the Dark Lord Sauron and his ringwraiths in this epic new story of Middle-earth." Now, obviously, this is pretty huge news. That is, we have confirmation of a Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor 2. We now know that the game's official title will be Middle-earth Shadow of War. Now, this all seems pretty legit. If you're questioning the legitimacy of this leak, it's all pretty straightforward stuff. It came officially from Target's website with an official box art and everything like that. So I don't think you have to be concerned on that front. This game is real, and this game will be coming in 2017 because Target listed the game's release as August 22nd. Now, I'm very confident this game will release this year, but just because they say August 22nd, do take that with a grain of salt. Target and all these retailers are known for placeholder titles and placeholder information in regards to release dates, prices, etc. But the fact that that release date is so concrete and so specific does lead us to believe at this point that the release date will most likely be August 22nd. Again, take it with a grain of salt, but that date is pretty concrete at this point, and I think that's a fantastic release date for this game. So now, it getting its own kind of room to breathe before the craziness of the holiday that will be 2017 like it is every year. It's got its own room to breathe there. It's going to be a great release date, and I'm sure it'll most likely sell even better than its predecessor. So as I said, Target gave us the confirmation that the game will follow the same two protagonists from the original game, which is great, but obviously that's kind of expected at this point. And of course, the description I read you does confirm the return of the Nemesis System, which is great. That is one of the main things that people just praised Shadow of Mordor for. That Nemesis System, it was so unique, and I believe it really did deserve all its praise that it got. It was fantastic, and it is great to see it back in this title, even though I could have told you through, and I'm sure anyone could have told you, that the game was obviously going to have the Nemesis System. It would have been absolutely shocking if it didn't. So, while that's great to see it back, there's really no surprise there. Target also gave us information regarding a gold edition for the game, and that gold edition essentially, to cut a long story short without having to read you all the details, you can check out all the details on the gold edition in the full article in the description down below. But essentially the cusp of it is that the gold edition includes the game's expansions, and it's pretty much kind of getting the season pass for free, it kind of seems, from what we can gather from it. You're getting about 4 or so expansions for the game. I also really do want to note quickly that on the Target website, the game is listed for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One consoles, but actually doesn't have a PC listing as of yet. Now, this does not by any means confirm that the game isn't coming to PC, because the original game, Shadow of Mordor, did come to PC. So this game will most likely come to PC, so don't freak out about that if you are a hardcore PC player or anything like that. Shadow of Mordor was a fantastic game. I did play some of it. I probably played it maybe not quite halfway through the game. I never beat it, but I did really enjoy my time I had with it, and by its obviously critical and obviously assumed financial success as well, that the game did deserve a sequel in that respect. So this sequel definitely isn't blowing anyone away in terms of surprises or anything of the sort. This sequel has been likely, and we assumed it was going to be revealed at whether it be this year or next year, but it was blindly obvious that we were going to get a sequel at some point. I don't know how I feel about the title Middle-earth Shadow of War. For me, it is more generic than Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor. You know, the Mordor is obviously a very unique title, of course, exclusive to the Lord of the Rings franchise. War is a very broad term that's seen in game titles all over the shop. So in that respect, it can be considered pretty damn generic, but, you know, it gets the job done. I prefer it to just being Shadow of Mordor 2, so it's kind of generic, but it does the job, so I'm not really losing any sleep over it. In terms of what I hope for this sequel, Personally, I think the combat for the first game was just fantastic. Obviously, it was very Assassin's Creed, very Batman Arkham series-like, and I didn't have a problem with that whatsoever, so in that respect, they should keep it that way. Don't fix it. I think the combat was great, so hopefully they just don't touch that, at least not very much. But the main thing I felt I had a problem with in the first game is that the open world I don't think was big enough, so I would like a larger open world. And I'm not really one of those people that wants like huge, massive open worlds, like every game needs to be a friggin' Just Cause 3 or a Witcher 3. But I feel like the original game, open world, it was relatively small, so I would like a larger open world. But other than that, that's my initial thoughts on Middle-earth Shadow of War. Make sure you all let me know in the comment section below what you think of Middle-earth Shadow of War. Are you excited? Do you think you're interested in the game? Do let me know. But that's enough from me. Thank you all very much for watching. Do consider subscribing if you are new to my channel and new to my content. I'll see you all next time. Farewell.